Hi, everybody. Try to move this fan out of the frame here. Well, I guess it's still in the frame. What are you going to do? Okay, just checking on angles and all of that. Okay, seems to be good. Let me know if there are any issues. We still have a minute or so before officially getting started, so use this time to set yourself up. I also encourage you to use the chat feature if you have any questions before we begin. It really could be anything from certain modifications that you may or may not know how to go about them throughout class, or if you have any concerns or injuries, something like that, any questions in general, just put them in the chat and I'm happy to answer them. Right. Okay. So officially, good morning. Thanks so much for tuning in. My name is Jacqueline, if you do not know me, and I'm really excited that the yoga classes on Wednesday mornings are continuing for the month of June. And if you haven't yet provided any feedback to the Somerset County Library, make sure that you take the time to do that, especially if you have some positive things to say. So fill out the survey or send in your feedback to the library. It is definitely great to hear from people, and your feedback helps us to keep certain programs going on. So yeah, just realized that I didn't. Normally I check the volume over here. My speaker is not being very cooperative, so I'm gonna just undo that for right now. Plan B, just let it come from the device itself, and it is what it is. All right, thanks for your patience. Okay, so yeah, my name is Jacqueline, and if you are new to yoga, just be aware that you might need to take some breaks, you might need to stop and look and make sure you understand what's going on before executing it yourself, right? And if you have any sort of questions or concerns, I do want you to feel comfortable voicing them. So use the chat feature. If you have an injury or you have just any sort of concern, let me know. It might be something that I can just tell you how to manage throughout class. But of course, just a good rule of thumb for whatever class you might take is monitor your fatigue level. If you do not feel comfortable in a position and you acknowledge that it's not just, oh, I'm not used to this, but it's a concerning factor like pain, make sure that you come out of that pose. If you can't figure it out, then again, please use the chat feature to ask me to explain it better or something like that. So please don't be shy about letting me know what's going on with you. I also want to let you know just a little bit about the style of yoga that we're going to be doing today. So this is really for anybody who might have more vinyasa yoga experience. We're going to be doing an alignment-based practice, and there are elements of flow to this class, but just a heads up for those of you who are more familiar with vinyasa style and typically do that, you'll notice some differences. Ultimately, it's all coming from the same place, and it's totally normal between styles, even between instructors and styles, to have those differences. I just ask that you avoid going on autopilot and you take the time to really open your ears and notice those slight differences. And then for those of you who have not yet taken class with me, what we do is an alignment-based practice, like I said. So that means that we heavily focus on placing the body in the optimal positioning for developing strength and increasing flexibility. And we acknowledge that they go hand in hand. So with increased flexibility, we get that by learning how to activate and strengthen certain areas of the body. And then we're able to continue to develop that strength. And then as certain areas of the body develop more strength, they also have a greater opportunity for being able to safely lengthen. And that's where we get that harmony of the two working with each other. And of course, we're going to be focusing on breathing and everything like that. So at any point in the class, if you need to take a break, you can always come to child's pose and just take that break. And if you have any questions during class, feel free to type them in. Depending on what we're doing, I might be able to answer it in the moment, or I might answer it later. But if it's one of those things where you don't want to forget to the end of class, then go ahead. You have my permission to just go and write those questions in. All right, I think that's really everything. So one more thing before I forget. Just a reminder that this programming is free and open to everybody and anybody, and it's also available to be viewed at a later time. So if you wanted to check out some of the previous classes or do this class again before the next class, you have that opportunity, and you can also share it with other people as well. So people you know might be interested in the class, and they can watch previous videos as well. All right, now that's everything. Root yourself down through your seat. Spine is long, shoulders back, head draws back. Gently close your eyes. Relax the face muscles. Unclench the teeth and keep the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Allow the mind to quiet. Bring your attention and your focus to your breath. And very gently, without much added effort, begin to deepen the breath, moving into diaphragmatic or belly breathing. So as you inhale, feel the belly rise and expand. And as you exhale, the belly button draws back toward the spine. Inhale, the belly rises and expands. And exhale, belly button draws back. On your next inhale, draw the breath up a little higher. The belly rises and expands, and the mid-chest and the ribs expand. And you exhale from the mid-chest, belly button draws back. On your next inhale, draw the breath up even higher, moving into the full 3-part yogic breath. The belly rises and expands, then the mid-chest, then all the way up into the upper chest, just underneath the collarbones. And you exhale from the collarbones down into the mid-chest, belly button draws back. So wherever you are with your breathing, you want to make sure that the breath is full and smooth, even if you are not in the full 3-part breath and prefer to stick with the 1 or 2-part. Two more breaths. And after your second exhale, just allow the breathing to return to normal. The mind stays calm, the face relaxed. Bring the hands together in front of the heart. Take a nice breath in. Exhale, let it all the way out. Turn the eyes down toward the heart. Release the hands, gently flicker the eyes open. Bring the head up to center. Take the legs, extend them out in front of you. And gently rub the hips. Rub the knees. Circle the ankles in both directions. And point the toes. Flex the feet. Point. Flex. One at a time. Good. We'll come to tabletop position. So hands and knees. And you're going to bring the hands shoulder width, maybe mat width distance apart. Spread the fingers. Try to get equal distance between the fingers. Make sure hands are straight, perhaps slightly turned out. Elbow creases of the arms face each other. The back is nice and flat. Abdominal muscles are engaged. And tuck the toes under. So you have a little more power, more stability here. Hug in toward the center. Keep head in line with spine. Connect to the breath. And from here, we'll move into cat and cow to warm up the spine. So as you inhale, the belly lowers, tailbone lifts, head comes forward. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the back, and look back at your thighs. Inhale, belly lowers, tailbone lifts, head comes forward. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the back, look back at your thighs. Continue with this, take it at your own pace, move with your breath. And take 2 more, nice full cat and cows. And on your second exhale, when your back is rounded, come back to that flat back position in tabletop. And when you're back in tabletop, check in with your foundation. So you just want to see if anything changed, make whatever adjustments you need to. From here, take a step back with the knees. Start to angle the body back. The shoulders move behind the wrists. Hips come over the knees. Call more attention into the hands. Really root down. Allow the knees to rise up off the mat. Do the action of feet dragging toward each other. Knees stay in line with ankles. Press stronger into the hands like you were trying to push the mat out from underneath you. And then slowly lift the hips, straighten or go towards straight with the legs. Downward facing dog, breathing here. If the backs of the legs are tight, you can take the feet wider. You can practice down dog with bent knees. And feel free to gently walk the dog if that's comfortable. So bend one knee, lower the opposite heel. Going slow, allowing for that gentle lengthening of each leg. If you're walking the dog, return to center and stillness. Take a quick peek back at the feet. Make sure they're facing straight forward. Heels hidden behind toes. Head is in line with the spine. And from here, walk the feet forward. Come to Uttanasana, standing forward fold. So the hips are over the knees over the ankles. There's equal weight through the feet. Knees should be soft here. Your fingertips can lightly touch either on your own legs, on a block or blocks if you have, or maybe you can use a box or something, or a small stool, or you might be able to comfortably access the floor. Inhale and lengthen the center of the chest. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and fold. And inhale, lengthen. Exhale and gently fold. Press strongly through the feet. Bring hands to hip creases, elbows, shoulders, and head lift. Inhale, come up. Coming to Uttanasana, standing mountain pose. So the feet face straight forward. Sit bone width distance apart. So that's like 2 fist width. Knees are soft. Shins hug toward each other. Tailbone draws down. Shoulders up and back. Rib cage in. Palms out. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, arms lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, arms lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, strong legs, long spine as you fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and fold. Bend the knees, hands next to the feet. The left leg steps back. Lower the knee down so your right knee is at 90 degrees directly over the ankle. Front foot, back knee are doing the action of dragging toward each other, creating more strength through the legs and support for the hips. Step back to plank. So in plank, just like tabletop, elbow creases of the arms face each other. There's a lift to the belly, a lift to the legs. We'll gently lower the knees, so knees are behind hips. This is still a plank, it's just a modified plank. Now take this plank and move it forward, not down. So look how I just slid forward, shoulders beyond wrist. Elbows bend, lower the heart, but not your belly button. Then come all the way down. Untuck the toes, slide forward, up and back to a low cobra. Your feet are pressed, tailbone is lengthened, shoulders back. Tuck the toes, press back, lift the hips, downward facing dog, and you breathe. And step the left foot forward between the hands. Help it if it gets stuck. It might not make it up in one fell swoop. And then right knee gently lowers. Left knee is at 90. If you have blocks or a box or something, you can always bring it underneath your fingertips. Sometimes the floor is just not accessible. Front foot, back knee are doing the action of dragging toward each other. So there's a lot of strength here. And let's step back to plank. Lots of strength through the core. Gently lower the knees, but don't lose that support. Arms stay straight and strong. Take your plank, move it forward. Elbows bend, lowering chest, keeping belly lifted to the last second. Then come down. Cobra, feet are grounded. Tuck the toes, press back. Downward facing dog, breathe. We'll walk the feet forward, Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Press through the feet, hands to hips. Inhale, we rise. Arms draw up. Exhale, arms lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and fold. Bend the knees, hands come next to the feet. Left leg steps back, time, keep the knee lifted. Or you can bring it down if necessary, but right knee's at 90 degrees, feet drag toward each other, back thigh presses up and back, shoulders draw back. Step back to plank. So you might keep your knees lifted. This might be a good position for you today. Knees can lower at any time. Knees down or up, chaturanga. Remember, if knees are down, we're lowering chin and chest first, then the belly's the last thing that comes down. If your knees are up, we lower everything at the same time, but we still slide forward, elbows hug in. You can always skip this if you need to. Come to cobra. And press back, downward dog, breathe. Left foot forward, help it if it gets stuck. Right knee stays lifted, feet drag toward each other, back thigh presses up and back. Step back, plank. Nice and strong. Knees down or up, chaturanga. Move forward first, elbows hug in, shoulders away. Lead with the heart, cobra. The height of your cobra doesn't matter. Don't force it. Press back, downward dog, breathe. So you want to check in with your breath here. Smooth inhale and smooth exhale. Step the right foot forward between the hands, left heel spins down, and rise up to Virabhadrasana 2 or Warrior 2 pose. So your right knee is at 90 degrees. Feet drag toward each other, shoulders soften, and there's energy through the fingertips. Keep your knee pressing open to the right. One more breath. Exhale, come down, step back, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, right heel spins down, rise, warrior 2. Knee over ankle, knee tracks to the left. Feet drag toward each other. Soften the shoulders. Breath in, exhale, come down, step back to plank, or you can always skip this, so you can always come back to tabletop, do cat-cow instead. You can take a child's pose, or you can do a downward facing dog, whichever feels best. If you so choose from your plank, if you're in plank, knees down or up, chaturanga, root through the inner edges of the hands, come to your cobra, press back, down dog, breathe. Step right foot forward between hands, left heel spins down, coming to extended side angle, Parsvakonasana. Same legs as Warrior 2. You're going to bring your right forearm lightly to the top of the thigh. Your hand is active like you're holding a tray. Left hand stays at the hip, drawing the shoulder back, or you reach the arm, plug the shoulder, and slide it overhead, presuming the shoulder can stay plugged. Right shoulder should draw back as well. Open the heart, create space, breathe. One more breath. Exhale, come down, step back, downward dog. Left foot forward, right heel spins down, Parsvakonasana, extended side angle. Legs are like they were in Warrior 2. Forearm lightly to thigh, hand open and active. Right hand stays down, or reach the arm, plug the shoulder, and slide it overhead. And focus the breath. Strong legs. Try not to really push down through your left forearm. You don't want to lean significantly into that thigh. As you exhale, come down, step back to plank or not. Remember, you can always skip from here, knees down or up, chaturanga. Take your time, push the floor away from you, leading with the heart. Cobra, press back, downward facing dog, and you breathe. We're gonna step the right foot forward between the hands, left heel spins down. Pause here. Slowly start to straighten, but don't lock your right leg as you open yourself up. You might have to then start to rise. You can incorporate blocks here if you have, or a box. For triangle pose, so there's just a softening at the right knee, but the leg is not severely bent. It's just in a straight position. So not bent, but not like that. See, locked out. We don't want that. Find the softening. So I happen to have long arms, right? So you do not have to have your right fingers on the floor or anywhere close. They might be way up on your leg. You might look like this in the pose. This is perfectly acceptable. Just create strength throughout the legs. And allow yourself to explore space in the body, room for the breath. Make sure right foot is straight forward, evenly planted. One more breath here. Exhale, come down, step back, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, right heel spins down, and then slowly start to straighten, but don't lock the left knee, opening into your expression of triangle. Again, you might need to rise way up. Just create space. If you feel crunchy anywhere in the body, it's probably because you are. So you need to create that space opportunity. Feel the strength of the left leg. Right leg should be strong as well. Focus your breath. One more inhale. And exhale. Come down. Step back to plank or not. Remember, you have options. From here, knees down or up. Chaturanga, elbows hug in, shoulders away. Coming to cobra, really press the feet, lengthen the tailbone, squeeze shoulder blades, and press back. Downward facing dog. And you breathe. Let's bend the knees, puff up in the lower back. Look up toward the hands, walk or maybe jump forward. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Press down through the feet, bring hands to hips. Inhale, rise. Arms reach. Exhale, arms lower. Good. So we'll work a bit on balance. We'll take Vrikshasana or tree pose. So you're gonna stand really strong through your right foot. Right knee is soft, so not locked out, but it is straight. Lift the left heel. Open the knee, hug in toward the center, tailbone down, shoulders back. So this could be your tree today. Realistically, this is still tree with toes down, maybe hands in front of heart. That's it. If you want, you can bring your foot to the ankle, to the calf. We just avoid the knee. Or some of you might be able to draw the foot up, but it's not a requirement. Hips stay square and level as best you can. You want to create muscular energy, so the foot presses into the leg presses back into the foot. Arms can stay down, hands can come in front of heart. You can go arms out, or a hardest option is whenever we extend the arms the furthest amount away from the body. Please avoid locking your right knee. Stay grounded through your whole right foot. And breathe. Soften the face. Keep hugging in. Connect to the breath. And gently release. We'll make our way into the other side. So root through your left foot, left leg is strong, right heel lifts, toes stay down, open the knee, hug in, pause. Maybe this is your pose today, or maybe you explore. We just don't bring the foot to the knee. Tailbone down, shoulders back, choose your arm options. Try to look at something that's not moving. So once you're set and realize what you're doing here, I don't recommend looking at me because you'll notice me moving and that might mess with your balance. One more breath. Exhale, gently release arms, release foot, shake out the legs, circle the ankles here. All right, stand at the top of the mat if you are not already there. Root yourself down. Bring your feet closer together, maybe even all the way together. Arms rise. As you exhale, sit the hips back. Hands can come in front of the heart if you want, or stay extended. Utkatasana, chair pose, knees behind toes. More weight in the heels. You should be able to wiggle your toes here. Breath in. Exhale and fold forward. You can take the feet wider apart. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, hands next to feet. Step back, downward facing dog, and you breathe. Inhale, come forward to plank, lower the knees down. Set your tabletop hands and knees position. We'll go for a spinal balance. Extend the right leg and the left arm. Flex the right foot. You could just do right leg instead of doing the left arm if balance is a concern. Feel lengthen through the crown of the head. Breath in. Exhale, gently lower. And then do left leg, right arm, or just left leg. Flex out through the foot. Hips stay square. Belly button draws up to spine. Gently release. One more time each side. Right leg, left arm. Avoid holding the breath. Gently release. And left leg, right arm. Gently release. Take a child's pose. And breathe here. Come to downward facing dog. Hips nice and high, press strongly through the hands. Keep your hips and shoulders square, meaning we're not letting